Chapter 4, Jnana-Karma-Sanyasa Yoga, integrating knowledge, action, and renunciation. Whatever path a person travels to me is my path. All paths lead to me. Krishna, or God, is everything throughout all times and ages, all people. Krishna laughs within himself, knowing the right moment has come. Arjuna, he says, people say that the sun rises and sets, but it does not rise or set. It is merely out of their sight. I am like that. I am not born, nor do I die, but ordinary mortals, seeing me coming and going, think that I'm born many times. Freedom from the wheel of karma. But even great sages sometimes were perplexed as to what is action and what is inaction. I will tell you which actions, karma, you should perform and which ones to avoid. This secret can actually free you from the wheel of death and rebirth. The wise perceive action above the worldly manifested action. The truly wise person, the jnani, the yogi, the sthitaprajna or illumined one, is the one who recognizes inaction in action. He or she sees that where there is apparent action taking place at the worldly level, there may be true inaction in the individual. Likewise, where there is no apparent worldly action taking place, there may be considerable action occurring on the inner level. Arjuna, truly wise persons are in the world but not of it. They may be very busy with earthly matters, but their heads and hearts stay in solitude. They are connected in this way to the Atma within. These are the wise ones, untouched by karma. The inner turmoil felt by those ignorant of the true self, attempting inaction, is still action, karma, and natural law. Those who are ignorant of the true self, thinking instead that they are the body and the doer, may attempt to renounce worldly actions, but at the inner level they still have the turmoil resulting from their attachments and desires. That inner turmoil is itself action, and thus they are still incurring karmic consequences, even while supposedly not acting. Self-reliance, true personal freedom. The wise ones I've been describing are ever content and need nothing. They have abandoned all external supports. This is true personal freedom. They act, but to them, the actions are adorations of divinity. Disentanglements from desire for the fruits of their actions is the key to their success. Expecting nothing, hoping for nothing, abandoning everything, they keep the mind and senses under control. Having conquered desire, they incur no negative karma even while acting in the world. Transcending the pairs of opposites, oneness. These wise ones have transcended the pairs of opposites. They are the same in success or failure, indifferent to loss or gain. They never bother to compete or compare and are free of envy. All your karma melts away when you are unattached, when your mind is purified in the knowledge that all life is one, and when you perform your duties as an act of devotion, an offering. Everything in creation, every aspect of your offering and acting is the Godhead. Arjuna, everything in creation is the Godhead. What is being offered is Brahman. The very act of offering is Brahman. The one who offers is Brahman. Even the fire into which the offering is poured is Brahman. God is not distant, but is within yourself and is yourself. See divinity in all your actions, and you can actually achieve union with the Godhead, Brahman. To do so requires being fully absorbed in Brahman, being constantly aware of divinity every moment. Purifying the mind through sensory deprivation. Some advanced aspirants actually learn to suspend the physical senses of hearing, sight, taste, touch, and smell, offering them into the fire of sense restraint. In this way, they control the stimuli at the gate before these enter their perception. Others do the opposite, not restraining the sensations before they enter, but controlling the influence of them on the mind itself. Both approaches produce the same results, purifications of the mind, which is absolutely necessary for self-knowledge. Purifying with prana. Some offer up prana, the mysterious vital energy force within them. They do this through control of the breath, literally stopping their inhaling and exhaling. Purifying with food. Yet others abstain from food and practice sacrifice by spiritualizing their vital energy. That is, by figuratively pouring their own vital life force into the cosmic life force. The whole point of all these various methods of sacrifice or worship is to develop a certain mental attitude. Those who live with a truly worshipful attitude, whose whole lives are offered up for the improvement of the world, incur no sin, no karmic debt. Living your life as an offering, you partake in the nectar of God. This world is not for the person who performs no sacrifice or no worship, but those who actually live their lives as an offering partake of the nectar of God. Through selflessness, they achieve the divine. Devotion is the sacred plan of nature. Although action in its ordinary form is binding, when converted into worship, devotion, it is liberating. To be devotional is the sacred plan of nature. The goal of all your work, all actions, is not to multiply your possessions beyond proportions, which only makes you earthbound, but to bring you to spiritual wisdom, jnana, intuitive knowledge of the true self within. You are alive solely to become enlightened and united with God. The power of self-knowing. In all the world, nothing purifies like spiritual knowledge, knowing of the self. But it takes searching inquiries into the nature of the real and not real, and giving one's mind wholly to it. In due time, one comes to know these things in one's own heart. Hold spiritual wisdom as your highest goal, Arjuna. Make your faith deep. Restrain your senses. Then you will arrive at this wisdom quickly and achieve the perfect peace of divinity.